You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, B&B fans. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and we have got to talk about why Xander Avant turned up out of the blue and is being so gosh darn persistent after literally 4 years, almost 5 years of dead silence on the Emma Barber issue. Is someone else behind this plot to smear Thomas? Did Liam Spencer bring Xander back to town? Let's dig in and unpack it, but please do subscribe if you haven't already. We really appreciate it. All right. So let's talk about this Xander thing. So I will say off the bat, I can totally see room in this storyline for a very clever scheme to come out to explain why the Avant agitator is back after all this time. But I also want to make it clear at the same time, I don't think the writers are especially clever. You can usually smell and see what they're doing a mile off way before it happens. It is so rare that they surprise me. It's probably rare they surprise you. And even when they do, like when they brought Xander back, it just usually doesn't pan out real well. It's like they get an idea, they don't fully think it through, but then they go ahead and start that storyline, kind of like with Eric and his death thing. I feel like that wasn't very well constructed. Anyway, today we're going to talk about what I think could be a really clever twist, although I'm not sure if the bold writers are that clever. Let's talk about it though. To me, it seems pretty random for Xander to come back right now, unprovoked, out of the blue, except there are two things that his presence in Los Angeles could accomplish. In fact, it could break up two couples, both of which Liam would like to see broken up. One, of course, is Steffy Forrester and Dr. Finn, and the other is Hope Logan and Thomas Forrester. It's very easy to draw a direct line between Xander's return and a potential split between Thomas and Hope. That's because Liam may think all he needs to do is give Hope this tangible, visceral reminder of the sins of Thomas's past. And when you look at the timing, it wasn't too long ago that Liam was at Hope's cabin ranting at her about Thomas. He basically told her anybody but Thomas, then tried her to get to turn on her new boyfriend, but Hope defended Thomas. And then she said right in front of Liam, right in Liam's face, about Thomas is a one-woman man. He loves only me, and I love him for that. And then they kind of kicked Liam out. Thomas and Hope started making out, and Liam stood outside the door peeping in like some sort of perv. Between that and around the same time, Steffy telling him she wants her husband and not him, is absolutely the right time for Liam to go dark and pull some desperate scheme. Like he might have immediately started thinking about what can I do to cause chaos and break everybody up and get what I want. And Scott Clifton, the actor who plays Liam, said that in the current scripts he's getting, he is playing a villain. And if Liam did bring Xander Avant back to town to churn up the long forgotten past, that'd be pretty villainous. I could totally see Liam going to find Xander. He can afford to pay him to come to town and stir the pot, and that would absolutely explain why Xander is back seemingly randomly, because it might not be so random at all. Instead, it could be quite intentional, and it could be that that's why Xander made that appointment with Finn, and then Liam told him, act like you noticed their wedding photo and seem like you're stunned and horrified and blah, blah. Liam has been in Finn's office enough, irritating Finn, so he knows exactly where all the knickknacks are and the photos. So Liam could tell Xander exactly where the picture is and how he could just glance over at it and then pretend like he just noticed it out of the blue. And it would also explain why Xander immediately started talking murder accusations rather than figuring out who this guy is and building up to it. Because for all Xander knows, Finn could be best friends with Thomas and would think nothing of it. So I just feel like Xander had some information before he came into that office. So Liam might have set this all up, told Xander, drop that grenade and just run. But then he could have sent Xander back again just to make sure that Finn is heading in the direction that Liam Spencer wants him to. Liam definitely doesn't want Hope to be with Thomas, and it's more than just the baby Beth lie. It's a deep-seated, long-running rivalry between the men. What's interesting is, Liam's kind of been all over the place emotionally. He was chummy right to Thomas's face when Liam came to Forrester Creations to drop off a toy for Beth and was asking a bunch of questions about Steffy. And Thomas figured out real quickly that Liam is still hot for his sister. But to his credit, Thomas never told Hope Logan. I think that's because Thomas didn't want to hurt her, which is another point against Finn's theory that Thomas is somehow a danger to Hope. Liam is another person like Finn who decided they know better than Hope who should be in her life and what is best for her. But in addition to Liam's goal of trashing Hope and Thomas, he might have had a secondary goal in mind. So, of course, Liam knows that Steffy is loyal to her brother, and he might think that there's a chance that Steffy and Finn could disagree about these accusations against Thomas that Xander is churning up from the past. Or maybe Liam just brought him around to ruin Hope and Thomas, and these problems between Steffy and Finn are just a happy side effect that Liam will appreciate. So what do you guys think? Is Liam clever enough to think up a scheme to use Xander to cause problems for Thomas and Hope and also Steffy and Finn? Or do you think maybe the bold writers are not clever enough to think up a dastardly scheme like this for Liam? Let me know what you think. Please drop your comments. Definitely subscribe if you haven't already, and come back soon because we are here talking Bold and the Beautiful 7 days a week. And as always, it's Belinda from Soap Dirt.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.